Hey everybody, Mark Edward Lewis here from CinemaSound.com. Today we're going to be doing another video in this series of contrasting and comparing Davinci Resolve Fairlight page with the audio capabilities of Adobe Premiere Pro. Today we're going to be looking at reverbs, the Fairlight reverb versus the Convolution reverb in Adobe Premiere Pro. Let's roll. All right, we're here in both Adobe Premiere Pro and Davinci Resolve, which is not something that I'd suggest y'all be doing at the same time, but that's what we're going to be doing here to demonstrate what we have. We have a piece of dialogue that's been recorded both with a lavalier and a shotgun mic on set of Richard Hatch, the late, great Richard Hatch. And the same dialogue, obviously with different microphones, is going to sound radically different, but it's going to simulate the idea of having ADR that we want to replace on-set shotgun microphones with and be able to recreate the reverb that was in the room. Now, for music and in reverb and things like this, you know, obviously we would test this in a very different way, but this is cinema sound, so it's specifically for doing post-production where we want to replace and smooth out ADR into other things. Let's listen to just what the dry shotgun microphone sounds like.
May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep. That is all. May your eyes look
Listen specifically for the reverb decay.
May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep. That is all. May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep. That is all.
So you can see it's actually a pretty good sounding room. And then if we listen to it just dry, I'm going to turn off the reverb here.
May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep. That is all.
Obviously a different kind of microphone. We're using an EQ here to try to contour the lavalier's lack of energy with that beautiful shotgun sound. I think we use an NTG3.
Your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep.
But if we can create a situation with the algorithmic reverb versus the convolution reverb in Premiere Pro that sounds like the room in which they were in, that's good. Let's figure out which one sounds the best and which one's the easiest to use. So we're going to start here with Resolve. I've already got it sort of dialed in. You've got reverb, the usual suspects here in an algorithmic reverb, because Resolve has no convolution reverb at this time as of 17.2. And that's a huge drag, huge missing, and really is another one of the reasons that Resolve may not yet be ready for prime time mixing. So we do have the pre-delay, the reverb time, distance, brightness modulation, your early reflections, your post-reflection settings, your dry wet, and then overall volumes of early reflections, direct and reverb time. And then actually one of the things that is cool about this is you can do pre-delay, pre-attack, which is pretty cool, which we'll have to talk about at some point. But take a look at this. Let me pull up the actual preset again. Here's what I got that I just dialed in after a couple of minutes of work.
That is all. May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep. That is all. May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep.
And compare this with the original.
May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep.
Now listen to the reverb. Obviously the microphones sound a little bit different, but listen to the reverb.
May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep.
And the other.
May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep.
Might be a little short on the reverb time. Let's try this.
May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep. That is all. May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep.
And the
that is all. May your eyes look sharp and your plasma.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You know, this reverb, it has a little bit of a tinny ring to it, and some algorithmic reverbs have that. Let's take a look at Premiere now. Here in Premiere, I've instantiated their convolution reverb. A convolution reverb doesn't use mathematical formulas to make it sound. It actually does and uses impulse responses of real rooms and real live situations, and then from there, you mess with the algorithms to make it different. And here in the convolution reverb, you have presets for these settings here, which are the algorithmic alteration and modulation side, but then also presets of pre-recorded convolutions. You can also load your own, which is amazing, and you can easily do that. We talk about in the Cinema Sound Education how you make your easy to make low-hanging fruit impulse responses. So let's take a look at how we did this. Here's the original.
And your plasma burn deep. That is all. May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep.
And then here's what I have dialed in with a classroom impulse response and this setting here.
That is all. May your eyes look...
Maybe if I chose the right one. There we go.
Sharp and your plasma burn deep. That is all. May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep. That is all. May your eyes look sharp and your...
And then the original.
Plasma burn deep. That is all. May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep. That is all.
All right, and so what we have is the general mix, wet-dry mix. You've got the overall room size, damping for low frequencies, damping for high frequencies. Notice there's not really a lot of preset capability, parameter capabilities here, because really the big parameter is the IR that you're choosing. Listen to the difference. These settings are going to stay the same, but the IR will change.
May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep. That is all. May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep. That is all. May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep. That is all. May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep. That is all. May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep. That is all. May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep.
Each one of those is a beautiful setting that you could use based on a real place in the world somewhere. And you use these settings to help modulate that. But I think overall, if we go back to Classroom, you can really hear the difference. And let's just turn this up to an obnoxious level so you can really hear the convolution.
That is all. May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep. That is all. May your eyes
It's such a beautiful, natural sound, and we dial it in with the right wet-dry mix.
look sharp and your plasma burn deep. That is all.
Original.
Eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep. That is all. May your eyes look sharp and your plasma
And
burn
this.
deep. That is all. May your eyes look sharp and your plasma burn deep.
It's really, really, really beautiful. And it is a standard reverb plugin that we got to have if we're going to do post-production. Now, the Resolve algorithmic reverb is pretty good. It's pretty good. And one of the benefits that it has is a very easy way of making presets. So you can easily make presets by hitting this plus button. It'll update the ones that you have or make new ones. Whereas in Premiere, it's almost impossible. In fact, I think it is impossible right now to make a preset from a plugin that you have on the track. You actually have to assign it to a clip and then go through some difficulty to make a preset for yourself. Once you have the presets, it's really nice to use and very organized. But it makes it very difficult. So for me, Premiere kind of wins out that it A, has a convolution reverb at all, and B, it sounds so good. But I think Resolve wins out because of the preset setting and the easy way it is to be able to pull up presets. Because when we're doing post, we want to have presets for Richard the actor on his microphone that we can bring up in this room and in that room and in this room. We go back to this scene, we use the preset again. We go back to this scene, we go to the preset again. Instead of us having to remake and automate all that stuff. So having presets and the ease with which we can move in and out is critical. So I'd call this one, honestly, I'd give a little bit of an edge to Premiere because it has a convolution verb, but overall, I'd say it's a wash. Hopefully this video has been educational and a good support for what you're up to. If so, please subscribe to us here on the channel here at YouTube. We've got hundreds of other videos and playlists for you to learn how to get that $1 million Hollywood immersive element of sound into your productions for your audience. And definitely come see us at cinemasound.com, where we have hundreds of articles that delve even deeper into how to do this kind of thing, and the world's only fully comprehensive education for audio for picture. It takes you from, I don't know anything about audio, all the way to delivering a Dolby surround sound. Definitely come join us there. And until then, we'll see you in post.
Even if it's for yourself.